Today's best music mix.
Free radio.
Hello, Claire.
Hello.
Hello, Noah.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
You've stopped off to see us before you go to Cadbury's World, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now, Claire, you have used the facilities at the University Hospital and not had the easiest of times either. Do you want to explain what happened?
Yes, I had twins, 17 weeks premature, so they were born at 23 weeks in 2006, March 2006, and spent 4.5 months in the neonatal unit with Noah. Sadly, George died when he was 5 days old. Twins were born on the Saturday morning at just 23 weeks, which was the earliest cut-off point that they could consider taking children into the unit, because that is kind of the very earliest they have any chance of surviving. They said the chance of them surviving was less than 5%.
Both of them?
Yes. And Noah weighed £1.6, George weighed £1.4. George, they were both very, very poorly for some time. Noah spent probably about 4 months on oxygen, but they did think he'd come home with oxygen. So that was actually good that he could get off it that quickly. He had, they both had quite severe brain hemorrhages. Noah's lungs collapsed. He had laser eye surgery to prevent him from going blind.
Who's this?
Me when I was 4 weeks.
Look, a big nappy. See that?
And
then why did you take this picture? Why was this picture taken?
Because the giraffe looked big.
So you've got the giraffe here with the baked beans.
Yes.
And then look at the giraffe there. Look how tiny you were.
This is George's
Footprint.
footprints.
We keep them in your bedroom, don't
And I keep them in my bedroom
So
really
is
safe.
this after the... Look, let me put my thumb against it.
I want to
Look
put
at
my thumb
that.
against it.
And your thumb as well.
Yeah.
Come on, look at that. See that, look. How tiny your feet was. Yours and George's feet so tiny. So what was the turning point for Noah then? Because obviously you said that it was quite serious with Noah.
Yes. When they were born, they said to us there was less than 5% chance, and we needed to literally go an hour at a time, which is why it was so critical that we could stay as close to the unit as possible. Because even though we don't live that far away, it's 45-minute round trip, and we would literally sit at his incubator some days 15, 16 hours, and then you'd go to get something to eat, and when you leave he's fine, and when you come back he's critical. Wow. And you'd be 15 minutes. So the first few weeks was very much like that, and then after a month, the chances improved, but they were still saying we need to just take things slowly. There's a big risk of infection, and because they're so small, if they get serious infections, that can actually be quite fatal.
You're fine and you're well, which is good, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can't write properly.
But that doesn't matter, because you are really happy, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
really
go to school.
I'm really happy that I'm alive. If I was dead, I'd be like just laying on the floor.
Brilliant.
Doing nothing.
I love you now, I love you.
I love you.
Oh, thank you. If you don't mind me asking, what was it like taking one home and not the other?
Very difficult.
Because I, thinking about it and trying to, I know I'll never know how you feel, but trying to put myself in your position, it must have been a fight on happiness, yet sadness. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it is a complete mix of emotions. Obviously, we could have come away with neither of them, but he, at the end of the day, he was still my son, Noah's twin brother. Yeah, and it is very difficult. And there's times now, Noah's birthday is always a bit of a mixed one, because and key events in his life, when he started school, I found that very difficult, because it's always your brother should have been with you. But he is with us, isn't he? Yeah.
I don't want to put words into your mouth, but would you say it's down to the work of the doctors and nurses at that unit that has made Noah as well as he is?
Without a doubt, they've played a big part in that. I think when you find children in that position, you do need a little bit of luck. You need to have the right equipment available to you, which they had, and you need the expertise of the nursing staff, the consultants, the doctors, and there's so many people that were involved in getting him from being born to coming home from that unit.
If people are watching this and listening to this thinking, okay, so I've heard the story, but why should I do the 12 miles for the Walk of Warwickshire? What's the one thing you'd say to them?
Because you don't know when it might be you or one of your family that need to use those facilities. And if you find yourself in that position, I mean, I wouldn't wish anybody to be in that position. It was one of the most traumatic experiences I've been through and ever will go through. But they need to have the right facilities on offer to give those, to support the parents as much as getting those babies to a point where they can go home.
Why is it important that we raise money for the baby care unit?
And then they get better, and then they go from hospital back to them. They go home.
Hi, I'm Claire, and this is my son Noah. He was born with his twin brother George, 17 weeks premature. Sadly, we lost his brother, but we need to help raise money for the baby care appeal. So please do the Walk of Warwickshire. With me.
Free radio.
Today's best music mix.
It's nice.